So with today's market overview, I'll start with an NFT project I came across. After getting scammed by Baller Apes, I am now doing a lot more research. Here's a way that NFTs are getting vetted these days. Magic Eden, for example, is somebody who validates projects and shows um, basically that they're already being sold and that they're in existence. Uh, we have Parametrise. This is a NFT group that's launched a project with 100 assets already that sold out within 1 minute. They're launching another project tomorrow with 150 assets, and it's going to be quite significant. They have a dojo box coming, and I guess that's this one here, and this one's going to have 1,000 assets in it. And as they're building these projects, and as the 100 apiece assets continue to grow, already at 8 SOL, starting around 2 SOL for the mid costs, already 4x, very fast. You can expect very similar effect on even the larger projects when it's the same people behind it. As more and more people want the 100 asset groups, as long as enough people want this company, the 1,000 asset groups can be just as expensive. And what I like about this project is they can apply this algorithm on anybody's NFT. Here's a collaboration with Cyber Samurai. And so as the NFT space grows, you're going to see more and more of these collaborations. And that's exactly what the real world does. Vendors partner, and this is just the start of it. So this is just what it looks like at ground zero, and we are part of that. And I am happy to have found this group and community. So we'll definitely keep talking about it. Their roadmap is pretty exciting. They're going to be launching things for Minecraft, Sandbox, and Decentraland. They said they'll buy some land in Sandbox and Decentraland to have their gallery where they'll list these, and all those things will raise the value. So when you're looking for an NFT project, you have to look for long-term roadmaps, and it looks like they will do profit sharing and staking. So lots of exciting things going on here. I'll post a link to the Discord group in my YouTube video, and if you want to kind of take a peek at some of their other assets, these are pretty sweet. Everything that's pixelated is pretty hot, and it'll fit right into Minecraft. So these are political figures that are pixelated, simple concept, but next level of that pixelated concept. So I think this is something a lot of people will get excited about. Now, for the usual rundown of things, where are we with the market? We had this 4-wave bounce, I believe, and it looks like it's being confirmed there. And earlier today, I was thinking we're on a 5-wave extension, and you don't want to call those early until you really see it starting to form. And this could be the beginning of a 5-wave extension. A 2 can be, a triangle of sorts like this. That means the 4-wave will not most likely be like that. Will most likely not be like that, but so that's a hint here for us. As you saw here, for example, when I guess that one's a little hard to see there, but the question is, are we going to drop down to here? And we've been eating away this volume, and we're in this basically bull flag wedge, I would say. From 47 to 49.5 and staying up there, I would say this is a step up pattern, and so we should be able to get to that 50-51 call that I made earlier this morning and last night, and we can take a look at some of the other time frames. I mean, for example, the 15-minute. And I updated the Viper range to show the buys and sells. You just click the settings, and in the style you can hit the checkbox to do that. We're at this fib level, we're above it, so if we go to the candle, that is the candles. On Haken, it kind of changes it a little bit. Let's see where we're at. Above it on the Haken as well. Kind of see a W here. If this is a flag of sorts, maybe we got like an A, B, C, D, E going on here, which this could be a complex, a zigzag of, for example, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, I'm really hoping this is not the E in the drop, which I don't think it is, but let's assume this drop was A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, a little tricky to count it that way, but I do think we have enough of a count in there to be able to pop from here. You want to see the 4-hour momentum, the 3-hour momentum. We see a 4-hour momentum continuation. That's very strong and rare. So is that likely to continue? We already popped this. I could see us retesting, 48, which I was suggesting in the Crypto Banter Discord channel, which I'll also post an invite link for, since I'm most active in there as well. So I'll kind of leave this correction here until I see us moving into a 5-wave extension. And then, in reading the book, Fibonacci, Principles of Market Behavior by Frost, that you want to have both options on here and kind of see which one plays out, basically, and adjust fast. Now let's just kind of quickly look at the 3-hour. We are below this regression channel, but we have been going up for a solid 12 hours or 15 hours. And how long do these momentum channels usually last? From 28th of September, 23rd hour. So, a solid 3 days plus this. So, actually, yeah, at least 1 to 2 or 3 days. We just started this, we skipped this red. And so I'm hoping for at least 1 to 2 or 3 days of bullishness, which after that having a correction up here wouldn't be bad at all. Everybody would start expecting lower ones because if we do have kind of a 5-wave extension here, we'd probably retest 48 actually. If this is a 5-wave extension, we'd retest actually around the 2nd level, not the 4th level. So if it does kind of turn up here, 2nd level would be 49.5. So if we do have that 5-wave extension to like 55, we'd probably retest around here, 49.5. So that would be the re-entry zone. I would imagine. And yeah, we'd have to go from there. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance really quick. We saw this playing out. I'll basically call that at this time. So these calls will each be an NFT, and I've been building this art for, I don't know, almost a year now, I would say. from when I started developing this skill set very actively. Now, I'm going to turn off this, show you how to adjust those settings. And this is how you set the color. There we go. There's the 174th call. We'll see where I stop, maybe 200, maybe 250. And we should be able to retest up here. You know, we're going up another percent, so you can easily get to 55k Bitcoin with that, I would imagine. You know, where was Bitcoin here at 42 versus 41.8 versus 42.8? This 1% pop, you know, we have another percent pop going. So where was Bitcoin October 2nd? So October 2nd, it was 47. So, you know, maybe that'll only get us to that 50, 51 call actually. And yeah, that would be over the next couple of days, which would still be great. A lot of people would be really happy with that. And then hopefully just a retest there for the 5 wave. And depending on how this looks, if this is the 1, 2, you know, yeah, we'll see where the 3 kind of turns, because the 3, and this is probably the 3 of the 3, so the 5 might be here or so, and if that's here, the 4 might be here, and if that's the case, this 4 might actually be like right here. So we'll just kind of adjust that for now. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. The call was 3,500, 3,600 within a day or two. Giving it some time. It's hugging this line down here a little too much. I imagine it'll probably retest this, and if it retests this, again, we keep seeing this down here. As long as Bitcoin does what I think it's going to do, this should keep going up. It's kind of scary we haven't really done these corrections, but at the same time, that would mean this isn't really a correction. That would mean this is kind of like the 4 wave, actually. So I said, you know, the 4 wave is kind of ending here, but really the 4 wave might be ending here with the 5 wave up there. So unless this is a zigzag, because if this turns into a zigzag, then this will have then been the 5, and there's just like a small correction before the true correction. And then hopefully we have a flat and bounce up, really. And so we might get a couple more shots at 3,200. So I'm just going to draw a couple rectangles for where I think we might want to add in some funds. And honestly, I'll just do a $100 range. And then we'll add another rectangle here because it's going to correct probably. So you want to kind of time it. There we go. Now let's look at total cap. It's increasing nicely. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Where are we? you got to watch out for right hands. I don't think this is a right hand. We're going to need to see bigger drops, I think. But this could be. This could be that fourth finger and take us back to here. But that's not what I'm thinking we're at. So I'm keeping an open mind to that. But it does look like, we were able to break this level, kind of retest it. Hopefully we bounce off 2.14, which I think we have enough momentum to bounce off these two lines, no problem. And it'd be nice if this 2 was a triangle, not a retrace. That would be handy. So we're still kind of going for that 2.2 T call, which we're right there, right? So as far as what are we watching, momentum matters the most, really, guys. Squeeze momentum is what I use. You go to favorites. Squeeze momentum indicator. 75,000 people use this, guys. So if you're not, you might be playing against the market. Now, when you see something up here start turning down, that's when you know to kind of watch and set some targets for bounces and see if that's the time to get out or not. This is the time to be like, okay, good, we hit our bounce targets and it was higher than we thought. That's excellent. I'm thinking this red spike is becoming less and less likely, but again, I want to see what kind of happens in the middle of this natural green, where if we just had 2 green spikes, we may have a day or 2 left of reaching 52 before we retest some of those lower levels, probably around 48. And that would be fine. We look at USDT. You can see a whale spike on here as well. There's that natural green curve with the red spike in it. On the 3 hour, it's most easily noticeable. Yeah. So, we had this spike call based on the pattern that was there from an earlier setup that kind of looked like this shape. And we did have a little spike, but and then it kind of retraced back down. So we kind of followed it, but we had this target up there, but now it's looking like that target should get lower. So I'm actually going to lower that target. People are starting to think we're going to be a little bit less bearish than that on the 3 hour. That was around 3.5. Let's see if that target's still there on some of the shorter time frames. Nope, it's still at that 3.4 level. Yeah, it might squeeze all the way up to that 3.5. So I'll just kind of put it in the middle, and we'll kind of see it probably pass it. It's above this line. There's quite a bit of volume above it. We haven't. It's a little hard to say this will continue bullish. We are at the 5. So what does that mean? Where are we kind of at with this? I'm gonna hide this. I believe it's kind of in the way. If this was the 3, this would be the 4, and we kind of had this thing we thought would happen, but that didn't happen. So what's happening? We got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it might be this or 5. So I'm gonna throw this off. Now, if that's the case, Here, let's zoom in on this 3 and make sure there's a 5 count within that, because there might be one off. So here's the 1, 2, and we got maybe like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think that's the 5, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah. So that would make this the 4 and this the 5. And so we got a standard, a, it's kind of like, a triangle or a zigzag pattern. So we got our A, B, C. And so technically this is the continuation down. If we have a single correction here, this could be the start of the first wave. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be great. And that would be the second 5 wave, which there's technically usually 3 waves on the bullish, and so we would see 3 waves of this and hopefully get down to some really low levels, but I just don't see how that could happen. I don't know how we would get to 1.5% or 2%. That would be a little crazy bullish. But let's kind of draw that if we do some bullish patterns on the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's kind of draw what we think is the case here that coincides with that. So A, B, C, and now we got our, this could be a zigzag, but let's just assume it's not for now. 1, 2. So if the 1 and 3 are close together, then the 2 and 4 are far apart. Or if the 1 and 3 are far apart, 2 and 4 are close together. So it's probably going to be something like this. I don't know. Pretty steep bearish correction, and then maybe get back to our 5, and then probably let's see what that looks like on some of these other ones. Yeah, it kind of lines up there. Yeah, let's kind of go for that, and have a third wave. Yeah, we'll see. Good luck, right? From what this looks like, we kind of hit the end of the volume, and we might be retracing back up here. We do have this bounce target on USDT, so I drew this 5 wave down, but we really got to be watching out because this could be an ABC correction, and so could be that double correction where this would be the X, and so then we'd have another A, B, C, or it might be a zigzag, A, B, C. So both of those are possible, and would mean certain other things. If we have a zigzag correction up, A, B, C, most likely we're going to have another zigzag correction down, A, B, C. And so we either stay at this level, and it's kind of not too worrisome. It's not like we need to sell at all, because we're not at a point where it's just going to go bearish on a 5-wave cycle. Most likely, we do have the one correction, so we'll see after the first wave and on the retest of the second wave to know if it's a zigzag or correction. I guess partly up the third wave, we're going to have to jump off the train if it's not stopping, type of thing, at some stop losses where we think it needs to end the zigzag, if indeed it's just a retest. Because if it does happen to be a retest, how often do these change directions? that's a little too far out for me to be able to say. October's looking pretty bullish. There is a lot of crazy stuff going on, so I do anticipate a pretty significant drop. If we look at, for example, Ethereum daily or weekly, let's see what kind of drop we might see. We were looking at 2,400 targets about a week or two ago. Are those still even remotely possible in a catastrophic scenario? It'd have to really drop some significant levels. I think that's really not on the menu. Maybe this month anymore. We'd have to kind of look at the weekly. We have a nice weekly bounce here. Actually, this regression channel's, whoa. We're right at this weekly regression channel on Ethereum. We're 1 week away from one of the biggest possible moves. Like, look how steep this channel is. Imagine if this bounces. Oh man. Imagine if this doesn't drop this. Imagine if it just bounces up this. If it does, it's going to 7,400. This is crazy. I've never seen any regression channel like that, and us so close to the tip of it. And where are we? We're hovering at the top. We want to break out of this channel. We want to break out of this channel, dude. Oh man. You know, 2,800, okay, yeah, if we drop 2,800, guys, yeah, maybe then we'll go to that 2,400 mark, 2,600, but yeah, we're gonna have to drop 2,800. That's like 15% away or more. So are we going to experience a 15% drop tomorrow? What are the chances of that in a correction? That we maybe didn't have that correction yet because that Bitcoin is looking like a two-wave versus a correction, which with how long it's been looking like a two-wave, I really don't think it's going to be turning into a correction. So, man, next, one more week, and sometime within October, I very likely see us hitting Ethereum 8K, and that's right around this 3 point, and so that is lining up with this. Yeah, guys. Haters looking its way back up. Beta dominance. Weekly. Look at weekly total cap. 4 trillion. Man, look at this regression channel just setting this up. Why is it like that? Is it the log? I'm just going back to log. Okay. Yeah, now the weekly channel is looking normal. That was weird, huh? It was the log. So, yeah, this is looking more appropriate for weekly moves. It's like we're going to hit like 7K within 1 week. Let's go back to Ethereum. Let's see what's going on there. And I still got that up there, that 3. So, once we break this weekly ceiling, we will be boundless, because we're at the highest ceiling, and when Ethereum's boundless on the weekly, yeah, it'll touch that. I could see it touching that. Let's turn on the log one more time. I kind of like that. I kind of like this log option. Kind of helps you out a little bit there. It's a nice confirmation. So we're going to leave it there. Let's look at some other alts that we've been looking at. Kind of just hovering about. XTZ doing good. SNX, potential good buy. Luna. And they're kind of stagnant. It might drop 5%. Here's the second retest of this channel for Ren. Small 10% retrace, maybe at most, I think, before we kind of, we're right at this level, so we're not struggling at it. It doesn't look like. Anyway, I think that's it for today, guys. ZRX doing good. Alright, guys, good luck. Not financial advice.